Not every ship made for Star Citizen is available to buy all of the time. CIG use specific ship sales to make them available for limited periods, one of which is happening right now with the Xenothreat event. This will prompt a lot of backers to seek buyer's guides to figure out which ones to purchase, but I'm not going to tell you how to spend your hard-earned cash. If you want to know why, this one's for you. Let's get the really obvious stuff out of the way first. There are free fly periods and subscriber ships of the month that I think will serve you better and figure out if a ship is for you or not. There's also the option of earning a ship for in-game credits, although the wipe that we all know is coming prior to release means that only the ships that you've bought with real money will actually carry over into the full game. So, of course, buying ships is still a valid option, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't. What I am saying is that for a buyer's guide to really be valid, not only does it need to look at the ship in detail, it needs to compare it to other ships in the same sort of class in order to help you make sure you get the best bang for your buck. So to explain why I'm not keen on the whole idea, let's get a little bit more personal for a while, because this involves the story of my first massively multiplayer game. Now, the name doesn't matter. What does is the experience, and in the beginning it was mind-blowing. Having so many players inhabit the same world, some working with you, some working against you, and others just kind of ignoring you completely and getting on with their own experience. The sense of scale and the seemingly endless ways to carve out your own little corner of the world, it all just absolutely appealed to me. It was at that point that I knew that I was going to be a gamer for as long as I was around. It makes me smile just thinking about it, and I'm sure you've all had similar experiences. And if you have, let me know with a like button. Now, I did that on purpose. The reason I said like button was to jolt you out of that happy memory, and that kind of is what happened with my experience. As I progressed through the game, I needed to start understanding the math behind the game, so that I could make better choices in stats and gear to actually just be viable in the endgame. Now it wasn't so much about me forging my own path, it was about me following some arbitrary formula set out by the developers. The illusion was completely shattered. And this is why you won't find me metagaming. Math for me just isn't fun, so DPS calculations and stat comparison is about as enjoyable as slamming my fingers in a door. It puts me off games, and I don't want that to happen with Star Citizen. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not dunking on people who get into this stuff. It's a perfectly valid way of making decisions on what ships you want. You do you. I'm just saying that it's not something I enjoy, and it seems like a lot of work right now when everything is subject to balancing and change. Choosing which virtual spaceship you're going to fly around a virtual universe in clearly isn't just a practical decision either. Sometimes you just want that ship because, well, you want that ship. I get, for example, that the Mercury Star Runner is a great ship with data running and bigger cargo space, and some would argue better looks than the Connie. But god damn it, I love my Connie, and I ended up not upgrading her to the Star Runner like I thought I would. Of course, I might decide at a later date that a Connie no longer has a place in my fleet, but right now, whatever the practicalities are, the truth is I'd feel a little bit deflated if I didn't have her. And that's another reason I won't engage with buyer's guides, because the last thing I want to do to someone who comes to my channel really excited about that ship that they've been saving up for ages for, or they've been wanting to see released, only to have me stamp all over their enthusiasm with a very clinical review. Yeah, I know my Connie's ugly, but she's my baby. And you don't call someone's baby ugly where they can hear you unless you're happy losing some teeth. Which just kind of leaves my super secret reason for not wanting to consider buyer's guides. I genuinely had no idea when I started this channel whether or not anyone would be interested in what I had to say, let alone all of you guys that have helped me see the sort of growth that genuinely has blown me away. the sort of growth that you can be a part of if you haven't subbed by subbing now. Anyway, I do take this seriously, and I'm not about to let it go to my head by suddenly deciding that I have the right to influence you over how you spend your cash. Yes, even when we can melt ships. Yeah, even when we can upgrade them. I'm more than happy to tell you what I would choose, but I'm not a mind reader. I can't make a better decision for you than you can make for yourself. I'd feel genuinely crappy if I gave advice that we all found out a couple years down the line that was bad advice, especially if it ended up costing people money. That, to me, does not sound like a good idea. You've been watching Drinkers with Gaming Problems. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'll see you soon.